Is it more responsible to provide my teen 17F a place to? If your teens are gonna have sex, making sure they are doing it in a safe and decent environment is important. Give them both the talk. I don't care if it's awkward, but at least tell her about safe sex, consent, diseases, etc. before allowing it. 17 is a reasonable age. I lost my virginity at 16. You seem like a great dad. Now you're doing great, man. You're being realistic about the situation. They are teenagers and they are going to do it with or without your consent. Providing a safe space for that to happen is the best thing you can do. Sounds too good to be true. I romped around in a van down by the river. I think your daughter will appreciate that you try to treat her like a young adult, shows you trust her, and will help her be more mature and responsible. Hopefully. I think you've done the right thing by providing them with a safe space. As you've said, if they wanted to, they would find a place to. I do think she, and perhaps her boyfriend, would also benefit from you taking some time to talk to them about it, whether that's awkward or not. You're doing great. The only negative thing I see is that you are depriving them of the lifelong memory of getting caught fumbling around in the back seat of a Buick by the old farmer whose land you thought was secluded enough. Just make sure they have protection, both of them, and I think it's totally fine. I'm really glad my folks were cool with me exploring my sexuality in my own room when I was younger. I had a door that locked and my mom got me on birth control the second I mentioned my first boyfriend. This is good parenting. Not exactly the same as having sex, but this is how my parents treated my brother and me in terms of drinking and smoking weed. They knew we were going to do it anyway, so their philosophy was they rather us do it in a safe environment. We had a room attached to our standalone garage that my mom let us drink smoke in. She laid down a few ground rules and let us have at it. Guess what? Nothing ever went wrong when we partied in there. No DUI, no alcohol poisoning, etc. Like you said, she is going to have sex anyway, why not make sure she is doing it in a safe environment? I also think having this type of relationship with my parents was a huge positive. I now smoke my dad's homegrown weed with my mom in that same room. Yeez. I think as a psychology student and daughter to someone, that giving your kids safe spaces to explore something that is completely natural is the best you can do. They'll do it regardless, maybe not now, maybe not with this boyfriend, but at some point. Might as well have it be at home, safely, in an environment that feels controlled. My 20F mother 43F has always allowed my boyfriend 23M to come over and spend nights or weekends at home, and I'm pretty grateful for that. Mainly because being able to spend time together in the comfort of my home is amazing, and also because we've never had to worry about doing something unsafe, uncomfortable, or borderline illegal to be able to do the deed. That is fantastic parenting. Of course, place some boundaries fair to all of you, things neither of you would want to encounter to show some sense privacy and respect, but she's nearly an adult and what you are thinking is really thoughtful and being sensible about it. You're a great dad. Just help her be responsible by giving her condoms, get her on birth control if she isn't on any, discuss consent, etc. My dad was like this, and his reasoning was that he knew it would happen anyway, but at least he could feel comfortable knowing I was in the safety of my own home. He'll be honest, I think too many parents try to shelter their kids way too much. I prefer the way Asian countries like Japan teach self-responsibility at a really young age. And that's the difference between the way men and women think. In this situation, your daughter has zero experience in saying no if she feels pressured or not quite ready. You should be letting her know that if she needs you for any reason, ever, you're there for her. Just because she wants to start dating this boy doesn't mean that she is planning on sleeping with him immediately. Let her know that when the time comes she can talk to you, and you'll make sure that she's safe. My kids are significantly younger, so I won't face this conundrum for another decade or thereabouts, but this is exactly how my wife and I want to handle it. Good on you, man! I was sad in my teens. I wish I was in my home, where I could yell for my mom. 18-year-old here, I lost my virginity at 16. In the back of my car, in broad daylight. We got caught a couple of times. And looking back now, if any of those people had gotten my license plate and reported it to the police, both me and my partner at the time would have been fucked. Providing a safe space for your daughter is essential, incredibly responsible. I think you are a great father, and your daughter is so lucky to have you. Get your daughter on birth control now. It won't start working until a month after she starts it, and she needs to know that. That was the best thing my mother ever did for me. And she never left the house. It wasn't needed. We hung out in the main area of the house and were given space. Parents announced themselves before entering. I have a friend that got caught having sex in a car in a parking lot, and it cost her parents thousands of dollars to dismiss it. No, your approach is perfect. Teenagers will have sex no matter what. You can only teach them to be safe. Make sure they have enough condoms, and talk to your daughter about birth control if she isn't already on it. But a lot of teenagers would be far more mentally stable if more parents took your approach instead of pretending like they can prevent teenagers from being horny.